y'all, it's your girl Missy Speaks, and welcome back. I am here to break down this piping hot tea that's been going on with TGIF. Yes, can you believe it? TGIF has been, chow, just blowing up these streets all week long. I don't even know where to start. Every day I wake up, it's a new thing. I mean, and a new person is jumping into it every single day as well. So I just decided, I'm going to let a few days go by to see what new developments occur so that I can just try to roll it up into one video, because the next day just seems to invalidate the previous day. So I'm just going to ask you to ride with me a little bit, because compliments and shout out to the Messy Sweet Spot. She was able to get an interview with Claudia Jordan and just kind of get an update on some things, and also roll up and kind of consolidate some of these videos as well, some of these lives that some of the other folks out there were doing. So just kind of hang tight with me as we go through memory lane with all this foolishness that's been going on. As you'll recall, it all started with the roast, okay? And I'm not talking about a pot roast, child. It all started with the roast, where Armand Wiggins was doing the traditional birthday roast on TGIF. But as we know, our friend Al does not have a sense of humor. He's kind of conservative, so even when he does his roast for the other cast members' birthdays, he's very conservative, and it's not really even a roast. It's weak, okay? It's very weak. Even when he did Armand's roast earlier this year, Armand was telling him, you need to come harder than that, Al. That wasn't a roast. So when it was come time for Armand to roast Al, Armand did not hold back, honey. He left no crumbs. In fact, let you hear a little bit of Armand's roast to sort of just rekindle your memory on that. Don't clutch your pearls too much again. Here you go.
This is truly your birthday. Now, everyone, I wrote it down. Gather round. It's roast time, okay? Al, you're a man of many talents, some of which include being messy, causing drama, and having a knack for making our workplace feel like a reality TV show. Al's got a unique ability to smile in your face, snap a picture, and go behind your back and talk about you to your coworker that he claims he hates.
Child.
It's like he's got a PhD in two-faced studies, okay? Due to Al's special relationship with management and his hypersensitivity, we are not allowed to talk about his failed marriage.
Ooh, speak on it, clock it.
So even though he's brought it up many times, I'll steer clear of that topic to keep my job. Now, but wait, there's more. Al fancies himself as the facts guy, but somehow he never seems to get the actual facts right. Oh, and how could I forget Al's clout-chasing antics? He's got all these celebrities friends, but the best part, none of these celebrities actually know they're supposed to be friends with him. And as if that wasn't enough, Al is currently on a mission to get our talk show canceled. His nasty, childish, slightly jealous attitude is working overtime to torpedo our show. It's like he's auditioning for a soap opera villain role. But despite all the chaos, let's not forget it's your birthday, Al.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That clip was from House of Aaron. Oh my God. So they always say there's always truth in a joke, and child, let me tell you, although Al, he did respond to that roasting on air, and he said he loved it in the moment, but I guess he was playing nice while on air. So anyway, Al apparently said that he liked the roasting. He said that it was ratchet, but I loved every minute of it. But apparently, obviously, as we all know, subsequently after the show, he got off air and immediately reached out to Funky. As you know, Funky Dineva's show airs at the same time as TGIF, but his show ran over that day like 15, 16 minutes. And Al didn't realize that when he called him. Well, let me let you listen in on that real quick. What happened when he called Funky while Funky was live.
Hold on before you talk. I'm on live.
You need to hear this on live.
Hold on, people can hear you.
I don't give a fuck. When I tell you go back and watch TGIF tonight,
What happened?
Go back and watch TGIF tonight and call me back.
All right, bye. So why is Al running?
Okay, and that clip was from House of Aaron as well. So yeah, he ended up calling Funky, as you can hear, while he was on live, and Uh, Even though he didn't realize he was calling him while he was live, he ended up just not even caring. So, all right. So subsequent to that situation, he was so angry. Obviously, he and Funky are very close friends. So I guess he was calling him to vent. In my personal opinion, he should have went to HR if he was that angry. But again, this is a roast, and you're familiar with the fact that this is a roast, right? You know it's a roast. This is not unfamiliar to you. You've done these time and time again. No matter how hardcore or lightweight they are, this is something that has been done time and time again. All right? You didn't get upset when Lunel questioned you about you. Well, maybe you did. Maybe, that's why we'll get to that whole you asking them to pull that entire show from YouTube. But, Lunel also questioned him about his relationship with Star and if she knew he was a gay man when they were married in the same show. The whole show, they were coming for Al's wig, okay? I don't know, he was not ready for that smoke, okay? Everybody was coming for Al's wig on his birthday weekend, okay? That wig was on fire. You could see the smoke coming from his ears and that wig, okay? I guess he thought he was going to have a puff piece show inviting Lunel, auditioning her for Armand's spot in front of his face. He thought he thought auditioning. He thought bringing her up in his. He thought bringing Lunel in Armand's face was going to be an easy day for him, and it all, I guess, kind of backfired. But there were a lot of folks wrong on that day. Armand was kind of wrong too, because he's the new guy on the block, kind of bucking up against somebody with a lot of experience and pull in the business, so Tasha K, who had some commentary on this whole thing, she was right on that front. He needs, when he gets up in corporate like that, because he's in corporate now, so he needs to tread lightly if he's trying to climb that corporate ladder and get to some places. He needs to start stepping differently than he does on these black YouTube streets. You know what I mean? He can't step in corporate the way he did when he was on his YouTube channel. So if he's trying to do something, now he doesn't have to be in corporate if he doesn't want to be. He can step the way, if he wants to continue the way he behaved on his YouTube channel, then he needs to go back to his YouTube channel and build his own business. But if he wants to, kind of switch into corporate, then he's going to have to code switch. He's going to have to switch up in his behaviors. Claudia's code switched. She doesn't behave the same that she did when she was on her own, when she was self-employed. She doesn't behave the same way. She's a very different person when she's standing before corporate in those boardrooms. Now it's all, a big question as to whether she was using Armand to get him to do her dirty work. That's the other word in the street, allegedly, as to whether she was puppeteering and pulling those strings. That's one of the big questions out there too. We don't know. But a lot of times when you got somebody who's new and fresh and young, and he's coming in and he's eager to impress, and he's hungry, and he's coming in underneath, the elders, the wolves, the people who've been in there a long time, who understand the grimy, dirty streets of showbiz and entertainment, and they see that eager, little sheep, that eager little wolf that wants to bite a bite of that apple so bad. They can see that, and they can smell it on you. So you got to be careful. I've worked in corporate for over 30 years, so I know that world. I've been in Armand's shoes, and I've been used that way before. So be careful, Armand. If you want to be in corporate, you got to move different, buddy. You got to be more discerning. Street smarts is good to have, but you've also got to be more intellectually savvy. You got to be more discerning. You got to perceive what's around that corner before you bend that corner. Just my little advice from a little nobody who knows nothing. But has had over 30 years of experience in corporate. Trust me on that. Anyway, did I play that? All right, yes, I did. So anyway, after he made that call to Funky, then Al did something a little messy. And this is how catty Al is. He's kind of catty. And he was kind of messing with the fans' heads and also messing with the castmates' heads as well. It was subliminal in a way. He put a a Twitter post out, and he sent this note out there, and he says, a cancellation note, right? Al sends out a Twitter post and he says, "Hello guys, today's show has been canceled as I am dealing with some internal issues on what is supposed to be my birthday weekend. See you all soon." Now, Al knows that because he didn't specify, Al has his own YouTube channel now that he just recently started earlier this year, and he posted that, right? He didn't specify that it was his own little show on his YouTube channel, even though he did post it on, he posted it on Twitter under at The Real Al Reynolds. He didn't post it on TGIF, but he posted it on his personal Twitter. But it is not unheard of for one of the castmates to post something like this if the TGIF show has been canceled for some weird reason. So when the TGIF fans saw Al's post, because he knew that they were going to be looking for a post from him, especially after what happened at his roast. When they saw that, they assumed that because of the roast, he was offended and the show was canceled on Friday. They thought it was canceled. So the buzz began, and everyone was in an uproar. Okay? Everyone was in an uproar. Furthermore, TGIF didn't come up with he didn't correct it, or he didn't clarify. TGIF didn't clarify it, and neither did Claudia or Armand. No one clarified what he meant. No one even acknowledged necessarily what his post meant. So, and Claudia made mention of that too. She said that was kind of shady. He shouldn't have put it out there. He should have been more clear about what his cancellation was referring to, as far as what show he was referring to. He was referring to a show on his YouTube channel, not TGIF itself, because they had already pre-recorded a show for Friday, and it was in the can to be released on Friday afternoon. So his post, that Twitter post, had nothing to do with the TGIF show that was going to be released for Friday afternoon. So that's just the messiness that Armand was alluding to in his roast. So Armand then, after Al released that Twitter post, Armand then comes back with his own Twitter post. And he writes, let me go ahead and pull this up. He writes, "It's never fun when I want to play too, huh? I smile, I laugh, I pay it, but I got you. Know that. So please don't wake me up because I promise you won't like it. However, some still insist. And when the time comes, they play victim. But never forget how this tweet started. Read the first line again. I smile, I laugh, I pay it, but I got you." So basically, what he's saying is, he goes along and he plays along and he smiles, and he takes it on the chin and he smiles and he plays. But when he does the same thing in return, he doesn't get the same courtesy in return. And he's like, "All right, I got you. So he kind of just tucks it away in his "I see you" file. Oh, Armand. So then after that, Armand and Claudia then decide to team up on Twitter. And they are now trying to plan something in Vegas for the soulmates to meet up and do a meet and greet sometime in July on the 12th and 13th. And they're going back and forth, as you can see here on Twitter, pinging each other back and forth, trying to decide on a date when they can, all get together and meet the soulmates. And you'll notice who is absent from just trying to plan something here with the soulmates. Al is not included in these communications. He is obviously and purposely left out of the planning or the plantation of the soulmatation. It's clear. Now, if you'll recall, Claudia and Armand did not like each other in the beginning. They did not get along. And as a result, and also recall when when it was Armand's birthday and Claudia did her roast, she had kind of reminded him of that, in her roast. In her joke, she was kind of joking about it, but it was a roast, and Armand said, I'm glad you buried the hatchet. He kind of made reference to it. So they kind of, in a sense, kissed and made up, and that's when they started their friendship. Right around that time, and they started to become closer. And that's also around the time when Al and Armand's relationship started to sever and go in separate ways. So their relationships sort of traded places, if you will. Al started to break away from Armand, and Claudia sort of got closer to him. So it's kind of weird. I don't know if there was a jealousy there. Maybe Al became a bit jealous of Claudia and Armand's relationship, because Al used to be friends with Armand. So I'm not really understanding what the issue was, because Al and Armand used to be friendly. So they were making plans right after that to try and get the soulmates together and do a meet and greet. In the meantime, Tasha K enters the building. I'm telling you, this story has more legs than a tarantula. Speaking of tarantulas, like I said, Tasha K enters the building. And for God's sakes, why, Claudia Jordan, would you go and talk to Tasha K? Why, of all people, would you confide in Tasha K? Now, I think Tasha K is a very gifted and talented entertainer and entertainment reporter. I think she is very, very gifted, but I wouldn't go confiding in her about my personal business, because she is not going to keep that information close to the chest, especially according to Tasha. If you don't say off the record, you didn't say off the record, and you sent her electronic text messages expressing how you felt about a disagreement you had in a board meeting with Al. Yes, Tasha had text messages of a disagreement that Claudia expressed to her regarding something that an outburst that Al must have had in a boardroom. And she expressed it to Tasha via text message, which is in writing. Something you can't deny. But we'll say alleged, just, because I'm poor. Oh my God. Child, I don't understand. I just don't understand. I mean, and you already know. I mean, Funky has obviously probably expressed, his sentiments regarding Tasha, because he's had run-ins with her. So then why would you go and confide in her? I'm not saying Tasha's a bad person. I'm just saying that obviously anyone who's confided in her has had issues with providing private information. So why would you do it and expect it to be kept private? Especially if you didn't say off the record. But hell, even if it was off the record, I don't know if I would share it. I mean, especially if you were a huge celebrity with a lot of secrets. I mean, come on. But anyway, Tasha K, at the end of her, I think it was on Friday, she gave commentary pertaining to her thoughts on the situation. And I got to tell you, it may have been about 10 or 15 minutes long. You guys can go over there and watch it. But also, Miss Messy Sweet Spot, what she did was she had a really good interview with Claudia. It's about 28 minutes long. I'm going to let you guys watch a portion of this interview, and then I'm going to link the interview down below. But I want you guys to watch a portion of it, because I think it also links snippets of Tasha's video, and it nicely also links some of the other responding clips of Tasha and Claudia responding to Tasha. Just all the, like the response videos, because there's been so many since this whole thing blew up. The cycle has been moving so fast because Every time a piece drops, somebody else jumps back in and drops another live in response to the response. And I'm just like, you guys talking about your... And then Claudia says that they are going back to work on Monday to do another TGIF episode. I'm like, how? How are y'all going back to work on Monday? Tell me, honey. Like it ain't nothing that... Y'all need to go to work on Monday with a therapist as your fourth host to talk through. That would be a great episode. Bump talking about celebrity news. Y'all need to have all three of y'all asses on there. And the fourth needs to be Ayana Fix My Life. And y'all need to sit there, have a chit chat, and talk about some of the problems that you have been experiencing since March. And hell, bring Funky on there too. Bring all five of y'all asses on there. The four of y'all and the therapist. Funky, Armand, Claudia, and Al, and Ayana. And fix that shit. Bring me too, since it was my suggestion. So look, just listen to a few minutes of just this. Again, shout out to the Messy Sweet Spot. I really, really enjoyed this, 20-something minute piece. I think it's worth the listen. If you're washing some dishes or cleaning, just listen, give it a watch and a listen, because she kind of nicely sewn together, a string of just some of the responses and the lives that were, responses to the stuff that was happening, to the Tasha K video, to the Claudia video, just a really nice string of videos that were put together literally just within the last couple of days. I mean, there were a lot of responses, and Claudia kept jumping on live. She must have jumped on live like 4 or 5 times, couldn't stay up. And when people do that, people keep jumping on live, constantly responding, they can't sleep, because probably the stuff that Tasha K was saying was true, especially when she brought out them text messages. Probably the girl was probably in the drunken stupor. She went to dinner with Tasha too. I can't believe she sat down and had a dinner and started yipping and yapping. Once you break bread with somebody, honey, your whole guard is down. Your whole guard is down, child. A steak, some mashed potatoes, some buttered garlic broccoli, a glass of red wine with a white tablecloth, some violins playing in the background. Girl, I sound like Wendy Williams. Ooh, child. All the secrets coming out. You ain't gonna tell me Claudia didn't spill the tea, okay? Her middle name is T. That's where she work. So that's why she was up dropping all of these damn lives. And now she on the horn with Messy Sweet Spot. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all watch a little bit of this, and then you can watch the rest in the link below.
I can bring my friends on and bring more money to their pockets. I love doing stuff like that. Like, that's who I really am. And like, when things go, like, the fact that this has gone left, honestly, you guys, has really been heartbreaking. It really does. It's not supposed to be like this. Like, it was just a roast, and everyone's reading so much into it. Like, Armand goes hard in his commentary, and at first, like, and he knows this, like, I had my reservations about him, but then we got to get on the phone and talk ourselves. But he goes hard, and it was a roast, and no one seemed to be mad at the time, and then now it's just like this thing, and I'm like, and all these think pieces are going up, I'm like, but you said you loved it on the show, and you said thank you, and that was a roast.
That was ratchet, and I enjoyed every second of it. Thank you, Armand. Thank you.
Now it's like, Claudia told Armand to do it. No. But anyway,
Claudia don't like Al. She personally told me. Claudia don't like Funky. She was tired of working with gay boys, specifically F's.
Anything that bothers me is thinking I have an animosity towards the community when I created the show to make it a safe space where they weren't, they're not gimmicky on our show. Like, there are men in the community that are not being pimped out to be like my bestie or my props. They have their voices. They actually get heard the most, and I love that. I love that there's a show that doesn't exploit gay or bisexual men that have them looking like pawns. Like, they actually have, and they've been able to flourish in that space. I love that. I brought T.S. Madison show to the platform. I love Maddie. I just want people to not believe that bullshit, because that really bothered me.
That was a lot of information that Armand had in such a short time, which means somebody's been talking to him. The only person that talks too much is Claudia. I know The first encounter with me, you run your mouth like liquid to me? You didn't say off the record? Me. We're talking about me here.
I haven't had this conversation with Tasha K in a very long time, so I don't know where she's getting her information from of this new stuff.
We're not friends. We're colleagues. You talk about me on your show. I'm going to talk about you on my show. That's the dynamic of the relationship. We're not friends. Armand, that was an amazing read, but it was very mean-spirited. It didn't come from a happy place. It didn't even come from a genuine place. It came from a place that sounds like you were fueled. So what's crazy is you being a gun for Claudia to blame everything on Al because he knows how to keep it cute on camera and be messy behind the scenes. That's what happens in every job. You keep it cute on camera, we got to get this check. But behind the scenes, I'm going to drag you. But you did it on that man's birthday. He has favoritism with these white folks. And you didn't even realize that you was being being used.
I want this to be messier than it is. A lot of the stuff that said is not true. It'll all come out in time. But I'm just tired of everybody blaming me for everything that everybody else does. I can only control me, and that's all I can control.
And you're blaming Al for getting a talk show canceled when he's the one that helped to build the job that you have. You wouldn't even be able to sit there if it wasn't for Al. Al comes from TV. Despite Al having favoritism with management, he understands how to network within the television industry. You haven't gotten any opportunities on the red carpet yet. They haven't asked you to host Dish Nation. She hasn't even introduced you to the president that she says loves her so much. But she fueled you to go in on Al because she was too bitch to do it herself. Right? Just like when she was talking shit about Funky, she was too scared to do it herself.
You know, when Funky left, I got blamed. I get blamed. It's not me. I actually loved Funky on the show. That wasn't hate on him. I like him. He's freaking hilarious and super talented. So I just want to say that. I want to say, you know, I don't like when people put negative stuff on me that I say. So he's amazing. He's fantastic. And I think he's great at what he does. And that's why we were really blessed to have him on the show.
She used you as the pawn, and because you're emotional and erratic and easy to manipulate, you went in talking about things you knew nothing about because you ain't been there long enough.
I'm not this evil person. I'm not a snake. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want to do a good show with people that I rock with.
And if you really got your eyes open, you will see that they're trying to replace you right before your eyes. Not Al. You.
Our friends over here, we see the Claudia that gives and does so much for everyone, puts everyone first. And then, you know, you have to watch her go down this rabbit hole of being dragged. It's really hard to watch.
I fucking want to cry.
I know, me too. It does, and this is how we are, because we'll get emotional, and you have to watch her. You know, and it sucks because I think people are typing and they're saying things, but they don't understand the hatred and the hurt that it puts someone through. You know, and it's very mean. It's very mean to watch, and it's very mean for us to watch it do to each other.
But then you want Claudia to pillow talk in your ear about everything that's going on, and you ain't even been on the job a full year. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And furthermore, while you're listening to Claudia because she's friends and she likes to brag with the president of Fox, and he loves the show, he loves me, right? I get to bring as many shows as I want. We're getting syndicated only for the show to decline, right? Tremendously. They're having to take out additional money to help save it, which is the last straw. That's why he got back on his YouTube channel. That's his safe space. So when I saw him drag Al the way that he did, it was fun. It was a read. It was very Armandish. He's dragged me like that. T.S. Jason from Hollywood Online. He's done all of that. But I'm going to let you watch the drag, and then I'm going to tell you where I had the problem. Let's go.
Because this is truly your birthday. Now, everyone, I wrote it down. Gather round. It's roast time, okay? Al, you're a man of many talents. some of which include being messy, causing drama, and having a knack for making our workplace feel like a reality TV show. Al's got a unique ability to smile in your face, snap a picture, and go behind your back and talk about you to your coworker that he claims he hates.
Child.
It's like he's got a PhD in two-faced study, okay? Due to Al's special relationship with management and his hypersensitivity, we are not allowed to talk about his failed marriage. So even though he's brought it up many times, I'll steer clear of that topic to keep my job. Now, but wait, there's more. Al fancies himself as the facts guy, but somehow he never seems to get the actual facts right. Oh, and how could I forget Al's clout-chasing antics? He's got all these celebrities friends, but the best part, none of these celebrities actually know they're supposed to be friends with him. And as if that wasn't enough. Al is currently on a mission to get our talk show canceled. His nasty, childish, slightly jealous attitude is working overtime to torpedo our show. It's like he's auditioning for a soap opera villain role. But despite all the chaos, let's not forget it's your birthday, Al.
This is why Al called Funky. Play it one more time.
Hold on before you talk.
No,
I'm on live.
You need to hear this on live.
Hold on, people can hear you.
I don't give a fuck. When I tell you go back and watch TGIF tonight,
What happened?
Go back and watch TGIF tonight and call me back.
All right, bye.
I don't like the drama. I hate that y'all, not y'all, you, but people. I see some people in the comments saying that I'm a snake and it's me, and that's hurtful, y'all. This is my baby. I don't have any kids. My baby's my work, so it means a lot to me, and it's not what y'all think it is. And if I wanted to be an asshole and really tell it, y'all would all gag. There'd be 1,000 videos up by tomorrow, but I'm trying to keep some kind of hope alive to keep this thing going, and for us to keep going, we got to get along. I only hopped on to let you know it was really me. I don't want this to be messier than it is. A lot of the stuff that said is not true. It'll all come out in time. But I'm just tired of everybody blaming me for everything that everybody else does. I can only control me, and that's all I can control. I'm not this evil person. I'm not a snake, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want to do a good show with people that I rock with. That's all I want to say for now. But I just want to say, I hate when people like, oh, it's really hurts. That's it, y'all. And it's just frustrating that I just want to do a good show, and I created the show and brought friends on, and we had a good job. So that's all I'm saying. And I just don't want this to get worse. So just be patient is all I wanted to tell you. Just be patient, okay? And the truth always comes out in the end. Unfortunately, I have to take a lot of hits in the meantime, but I'm kind of used to it. It kind of always happens to me. When Funky left, I got blamed. I get blamed. It's not me. I actually loved Funky on the show. I wasn't hating him. I like him. He's freaking hilarious and super talented. So I just want to say that. I want to say, I don't like when people put negative stuff on me that I didn't say. So he's amazing. He's fantastic. And I think he's great at what he does. And that's why we were really blessed to have him on the show. So I'm going to leave it at that, okay?
The remaining 15 minutes of Messy Sweet Spot's interview with Claudia is linked down below. Also, please leave your comments as well regarding whether you think Armand was indeed egged on by Claudia in order to carry out her plan to get back at Al, or do you think it was solely just Armand's own idea to sort of carry out his own behaviors? Personally, I think it was all on Armand. He doesn't really need to be egged on by anyone to do anything. I don't really think Claudia had anything to do with it. He has a really strong personality. He's done this before with other people. Jason Lee, I think it was mentioned in the video. He's done that with Jason Lee. He's done that with Tasha K. On his own YouTube channel. So I don't think he needs any help when it comes to reading people and letting people know how he really feels about them. I think that it made him feel comfort to know that Claudia felt the same way he felt, but I don't think he needed her encouragement per se. So anyway, leave your thoughts below, and please make sure you like and subscribe. Look forward to talking with you guys again soon on some other topics and some subsequent videos that I'll be making later on probably this week, probably either tonight or tomorrow. Love you guys, and I'll be talking with you later. Bye.